And now let's go over here to this one. Same thing. I'm going to unlock that one, turn this off, and for this one, let's choose a blue. So I'm going to choose a blue, kind of a neutralish blue here. This time I'm kind of picking my mid-tone kind of thing. We'll turn this other robot off and make sure we've got this selected. And now we'll go through the same thing. I'm going to select this. Instead of using monochromatic, because remember you can only do monochromatic on one, I'll use another kind of favorite, which is the complementary. I'll choose that. Same thing, I'm just going to add that to my swatches. There it is. And now I can go through and kind of do the similar thing that I did before. We'll make that blue. Actually, maybe we can go with an even darker blue. So this is just a guide. If I want to, let's go to brightness here. I can make this kind of a darker blue. And I can add that to my color palettes just by dragging that over, and there it is. So I'll do sort of a similar thing here. Darker blue there. Here maybe we'll go with kind of a slightly lighter version of that. Same thing with up here. Once again, kind of keeping that idea of the 60-30-10 rule in here. So we got most of that. Let's bring this into a slightly lighter blue. And let's even go with this. So right now everything's monochromatic. Totally fine. And let's even go with this. Let's go with an even darker blue. So we'll double click on this. And because it's using a blend, it's having a hard time with that. So we can just go in there to select those blues, and I'm going to go even darker to almost black with that. Bring that over here, add that to my color. And we'll add that to these ones as well. Just to kind of give it a little bit more in that vein. There we go. Same thing with these guys. We'll just double click to go into isolation mode, select those four. So they're just slightly blue. And now let's go into our other pieces. So we're going to go in here to the robot and let's fix some of these things. So I could even go into my gradients that I have here. And instead of using that kind of monochromatic gradient, I can double click, selected, can click here, go into my gradients, and then double clicking and going into this, we can even choose those options. Same thing here, double click here. Let's use one of those lighter colors. And then kind of coming to this one, same thing. Selecting that, going into the mode. Kind of a light color. And actually, let's just reverse this just to make it interesting. Have the light color over here. Then for the fill here, we'll use the color swatches. Oops, cancel. Got my swatches right here. There we go. So that's all cool. And then let's bring this in and make this more of an orange. Just like we did before. Keep clicking until I get just that selected. We'll use a darker version of that, making sure that we have that there. There we go. And for this, we're going to really pop that because it is going to be complementary, and we'll bring in an orange. We'll also have the orange up here with our robot. And once again, these things don't have to be perfect, but you can see here we've got a little bit of a difference in color here with the color of the brain. So go in, select my brain. I can even use turning this off. I could even go through and use to select all of those particular colors. I can use my magic wand tool, fill color. We'll bring the tolerance down to 0. So then I select this. That's going to select all of those colors. And now if we go over to hue here, we're going to keep the same brightness, everything, but I'm just going to push it over to more of an orangish color. And you know what? Under brightness, or saturation, we'll bring the saturation down just a little bit. Same thing with this. Select these guys. Here, I'm just going to, once again, kind of go to a little bit more of an orangish color. And same with these guys here. Kind of push a little bit closer to orange. All right, just a little bit of a difference there. We'll bring this in here, turn our bubble on, and then, last but not least, this guy we've changed before, so we can still play with this. We'll do like we did before where we had this as a white, but we could even go, if we wanted to, give this a little bit of a whitish blue color. And then over here, this one, same thing, we'll just go into our, and the thing is with this, you can see we're staying within this palette, but we can change it. We don't need to be perfect. So like for instance this, I probably want that to be a little bit of a brighter, more saturated red, orange, I'm sorry. So we could do that. And then if we zoom out here, whoops. Here we've got complementary. Let's turn on our other ones here. And then if we zoom out, you can see we've got our, and I hit tab, we've got our 3 different monochromatic. This one has green and blues and oranges, so maybe sort of an analogous. And then this one is complementary, that are kind of going through their different routes. And that's it. I hope that this has been helpful for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know.